and I'm smoking on platinum. Got my eye on the prize so I don't do distractions. I'm coming back.
Yo, what it do? It's your boys Juice and Lou. We back here with another episode for y'all, part 2 of the mock drafts. But you know we had to add our good friend, as you all know by now, Austin. And
What's good?
before we get to our our 6 to 10, we're gonna let Austin say his 1 through 5s, and then we go on from there. So let's see if we get a little spiced up with his picks. You say you got some good ones. So let's go ahead, let's hear them, Austin.
All right. So without further ado, let me give you all my top 5 for the draft. The top 5 I'd say is pretty in line with a lot of other people's. This is my first official mock draft. That took about an hour to make it, but first thing I'm going to go with is pick number 1, the Jags. It's Trevor Lawrence. This is the only pick in this draft that you can 100% guarantee is going to happen. He's, in my opinion, he's undisputed the best quarterback in this draft. He's got the arm talent of top-tier quarterbacks in the NFL. There's a lot you can say about Trevor Lawrence that's already been said, so there's no point in repeating it. 2 to the Jets. I got the Jets taking Zach Wilson. Now, I don't think the Jets really made the right decision getting rid of Darnold. I think what they should have done is they should have traded down from 2 to somewhere between 5 and 10 and gotten some future picks, kept Darnold, gotten a tackle like Penei Sewell later down the board. And that really would have been able to show if Darnold was really a bust or if he just hasn't had a good offensive line and supporting cast. So that's why I think the Jets, but I think they're going to go Zach Wilson. I think he's quarterback 2 in this draft. He would be quarterback 1 if it wasn't for Lawrence. They're both really good. I mean, you can make the argument that Wilson is better than Lawrence depending on what you value from a quarterback. I mean, Wilson's more mobile. Trevor Lawrence, I think, has better arm talent. It just depends on what you preference more. Number 3, I got the Niners going Mac Jones out of Alabama. I absolutely hate this pick, but it's what's going to happen. There's been so much talk about the Niners going Mac Jones, and it could be a smokescreen, but I really am not buying it because Mac Jones is the perfect quarterback to run Kyle Shanahan's offense. I mean, he's Jimmy Garoppolo.
I said that.
He's Jimmy Garoppolo.
Exactly.
He's not better. He's not worse, but he's cheaper. He's younger, and I hate this pick for the 49ers because, I mean, you got to think Alabama quarterbacks. Just like the reason why I think Justin Fields is not going to be a great quarterback in the NFL. Alabama quarterbacks, they always have a great supporting cast. They have the best coach in college football. There's never going to be an Alabama quarterback that can't succeed or put up close to Heisman numbers with the supporting cast. But I think they're going to go Mac Jones. Number 4, this is the first trade I have of the draft. This is the Falcons pick originally, but I think the Falcons, they talk about the idea of taking a quarterback, but I think they ultimately decide to trade down with the Broncos, who want to trade up and grab Trey Lance while he's still there at number 4 because the Broncos need a quarterback. We all thought Drew Lock could have been the guy. When he first came in, he had a few good games, but after a couple years, we can definitely see that Drew Lock is not the guy in Denver. I mean, with the supporting cast he's got in Noah Fant, Cortland Sutton, KJ Hamler now, Jerry Jeudy, this man played terrible football.
Cortland didn't play last year.
I know, but I'm just saying, I mean, with that supporting cast, even though he didn't play last year, Drew Lock doesn't seem like a guy that can be a quarterback 1 in this league. You got him as a good backup if he needs to come in for somebody, but I don't think he's that good of a quarterback that we once thought he could have been. So I got the Broncos taking Trey Lance at number 4. I think to get the trade done, the Broncos will probably have to give him, they'll give him 9, probably their first next year. I think maybe a third this year would get it done. So, and number 5, I got the Bengals. I don't agree with this pick, but the Bengals are going to take Jamar Chase. Joe Burrow's been lobbying for it, apparently. I think they need to go tackle to protect Joe Burrow. They signed Riley Reif in the offseason, and for some reason, people are saying that means for not drafting a tackle. I mean, he was one of the worst tackles in the NFL in terms of pressures given up and whatnot, but
Right.
Joe Burrow is lobbying for it. So I guess if, you listen to what the quarterback himself wants, y'all want to protect him. But if the quarterback himself is telling you to go out there and get his former teammate in Jamar Chase, you got to listen to the quarterback. So I got Jamar Chase going to the Bengals. And that's
Same
my top
thing.
5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I
So we're
like
on the
that. I
6
like
to
that.
10 now, and I'll go first. For my 6th pick, with the Miami Dolphins, I think they take Jamar Chase here. Jamar Chase scout is one of the strongest hands in this draft. Really, really physical wideout from LSU. I like him. He's solid. I didn't get to watch him that much. Of course, he sat out this year for LSU, but I know that he'll be solid player in the league with hopefully Tua as their quarterback, in my opinion. That's who I think they'll start day one. Then you got around him Devontae Parker still, Mike Gesicki. So adding him to the mix, that's solid right there for the Dolphins, future wideout for them. At the 7th pick, the Lions could do a lot here, but losing Kenny Golladay in the offseason, I think they take Jalen Waddle here from Alabama. I think that's their guy. That's what it's looking like right now. Jalen Waddle, people are just calling him next Tyreek Hill. That's a lot of praise right there because we know how good Tyreek Hill is now. Probably a top 5 wideout. So him at 7, I like that for Detroit. Jared Goff gets a new weapon. You've got DeAndre Swift in the backfield, had a great rookie year. So they got something to work with at least a little bit. But I don't expect their team to be that good, honestly. At 8, this is my first trade. I got the Carolina Panthers trading back with the Washington football team. I got football team giving up their 19th pick in the draft, the 2nd round draft pick, and the first next year for Trey Lance. They're going to draft Trey Lance at the 8th spot. Now, I don't know all about the picks. They may throw in maybe a 2nd next year instead of a 1st, but I still think this trade may happen. People out of Washington, they're saying that Trey Lance is their guy if he's there, and they will try to trade up. They're wanting to trade up with a team in the top 10. That's what people are saying in the Washington office. So I like that move. Washington trying to get aggressive. They won the division last year, so making a move for their offense. They already got a good defense, so hopefully next year, if they have Trey Lance, hopefully he can perform for them. At the 9th pick, the Broncos, I got them taking Micah Parsons here. No, Von Miller's getting up there in age. Bradley Chubb, he's in and out the lineup a lot. I think he missed all last year, I'm pretty sure. And Micah Parsons is a great linebacker. The dude ran either 4.4 his pro day, something like that, or 4.37, I think. He's really solid linebacker, really good for Penn State as well. So I think the Broncos go linebacker here. And then at 10th, the Cowboys. This is always an interesting pick, what they do. I say I want them to draft Patrick Surtain from Alabama, the corner. People are comparing him to Marlon Humphrey a lot. I don't know if they're going to do that, but that's the pick that I think they should do because if he's not – I think Caleb Farley's still the best corner in this draft. But the back injury, of course, he just went under surgery for. I think Patrick's the next one up. He's a tough cornerback. Like I said, compared to Marlon Humphrey, we know how good Marlon is now. He's also from Alabama. So I think the Cowboys should go Patrick Surtain here. Surtain at number 10. That wraps up my 6 to 10.
Okay. My number 6, you said Jamar Chase goes there?
Yeah.
Well, I had him going already to the Bengals, so I think the Dolphins go lineman. I think they go lineman here. I think they get Rashawn Slater. I think they should thug it out with Tua. They should give him another chance, especially since he was in and out the lineup. He didn't do as bad as people say, because especially since him and Fitzpatrick was doing they were doing the little experiment. That's what I'm gonna call it, the little experiment down there. So, but he's young. He's gonna mess up. He's just like any other young quarterback. So I say give him a chance, and I feel like you have enough around you, not enough weapons around you. But Myles Gaskin, I like him. Who was their backup? It was
they had.
I forgot who was. Was it Matt Breida? I
Matt
think it was
Breida
Matt
went
Breida.
there.
So that's a nice, cool duo. Devontae Parker, he didn't play his best football. I feel like you can, I feel like if I'm the Dolphins, I go for a receiver like later or in the second round. Probably get him some help. But that defense was top five. So that defense is fine. I feel like you just need to protect Tua and just go from there. 7, I also agree. I think they're going to get Jalen Waddle. That's no debate, especially losing Kenny Golladay, like you said. And it just all depends on Jared Goff. And I expect nothing else than him to suck next year. So I truly do feel bad for Jalen Waddle. He was getting comparisons like was it D Hop? No, that was Jamar Chase, wasn't it? That
Ooh,
was Jamar Chase.
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill, that's what it was. I'm thinking of Jamar Chase. He
I've
was
heard
getting
T.Y.
comparisons like
Hilton.
yeah, like T.Y. Tyree, like he can be something with a good quarterback, but it looks like he's just gonna be another Henry Ruggs. Panthers, Kyle Pitts. You're stupid if you don't get him. Like Robbie, DJ Moore, Sam Darnold. He's not a scrub. The Jets are stupid for even trading him in the first place, especially for getting nothing back in return. They literally got a bag of chips back. I feel like this is where he's going to flourish here. Not flourish. Oh, yeah, flourish. I think he's going to break out here, especially with the weapons that he has here. The offensive line isn't great, but I think it's better than what the Jets had. And the defense is really solid too. So this Panthers team is looking like it's 17 games now. It's looking like a 10-17, I'd say. Probably 10-17. So yeah, I got Kyle Pitts. Adding Kyle Pitts to that mix is going to be a great pickup for them. 9, I also agree with Michael Parsons. They're in desperate need of a linebacker. He can take this year to learn from like other linebackers like Von Miller and stuff so he can really just chill this year. I feel like next year Von Miller's gonna be out the door. They're really just gonna need that another linebacker to put in when he leaves, and he can take this year to just be mentored. He can just take that year. Number 10. I don't know why I'm hearing the Cowboys talk about Kyle Pitts. I don't want to hear them talk anybody on offense. Nobody. If they don't draft somebody on that defense for that defense, just throw the whole team away. Throw the whole team away. I also have them getting Patrick Surtain out of Bama. That's probably your number one need as a corner. I think that defense gave up. I forgot how many. We talked about it before. That defense gave up a lot of yards in the air, but it's just
Historically
insane.
bad.
Like literally historically bad. I think they're one of the highest. I think they allowed one of the. I think it was like top 3 highest points in NFL history. It was something crazy like that. And they're talking about Kyle Pitts. Like, please, come on now.
Aaron
I know.
Jones want to have a Showtime offense.
Yeah, oh my goodness, I can't even say it all here. But anyways, if you gotta get Patrick Surtain, that's probably the only logical pick that you would have to get. So I think you start there. Your next pick, I think you continue to draft defense because your offense is just leave it be. Just let it be. This is going to be a defensive draft. It has to be a defensive draft for the Cowboys.
All right. Go ahead, Austin.
All right, my 6 through 10 there might be a couple of surprise picks in here, but let's start with the Dolphins. I got Jamar Chase going to the Bengals. Now, I think the Dolphins flirt with the idea of going Kyle Pitts, but my issue with them going Kyle Pitts is that still doesn't solve the fact that they have absolutely no speed on offense. They've got Devontae Parker, who's a great jump ball guy. He moves the chains, but he doesn't get separation. He's just there for, first downs essentially. Mike Gesicki, I think he's really good, and even though, if they did get Kyle Pitts, I don't think he would play tight end. I think Kyle Pitts would, he would be a wide receiver. I think he should be a wide receiver. I think he should be a wide receiver to any team he goes to. But Mike Gesicki's not fast, and then outside of Devontae Parker, they've got. I believe they still got Jakeem Grant. I haven't kept up much with the Dolphins of a lot of teams, but
can't get open now.
Exactly, he's nothing special. And then they've got Preston Williams, who he doesn't really create separation either. He's a good, he's basically a slightly worse version of Devontae Parker. So for that reason, I've got the Dolphins taking Jalen Waddle at 6. In my opinion, I got Jalen Waddle as the best receiver in this class. Now it's very, very close with him and Jamar Chase, and then after those two, slightly lower, I've got Devontae Smith and then a couple others. But I got them going Jalen Waddle just because if he does pan out to be that next Tyreek Hill type player, the Dolphins are going to hit a gold mine with him at 6, and it's going to give Tua a generational weapon if he turns out to be as good as Tyreek. Number 7, I got Lions trading down to 15 with the Patriots. The Patriots see that Justin Fields is still on the board at 7. They want to make a trade. So I have the Patriots trading up to 7 in order to take Justin Fields. Now, the reason I think this pick, now don't get me wrong, like I said before, I don't think Justin Fields is going to be that great. But the thing that this pick specifically has going for Justin Fields is he's got Cam Newton to learn from under a year. He's got Bill Belichick as his coach. And, don't get me wrong, the Patriots have absolutely zero weapons on offense. But if there's one quarterback you want to learn from that fits your play style, it's Cam Newton. Cam Newton is a pioneer for the not modern, but like in the last 10 years or so, Cam Newton is really that guy you look at for, scrambling quarterbacks, because he does more than just run when the play breaks down. He gets you rushing touchdowns, and he's like a low budget running back at quarterback. He's going to take some hits. He's going to shake some guys off, and that's what Justin Fields can do. And I think that mentoring under Cam for a year could be very, very beneficial for Justin Fields. So we got the Patriots moving up to 7. 8, I got the Panthers. Just like Justin said, I got him taking Kyle Pitts. This is a no-brainer pick if Kyle Pitts is still available for you at 8 for the Panthers. Your defense isn't bad by any means. You have absolutely no tight ends on that roster that should be starting in the NFL. They've got Ian Thomas, and I believe their backup is Chris Manhertz. So they really need a tight end. And like I said, even though I don't think he should play tight end, he can line up at tight end, and I'd say probably more off the line tight end, more of a slot receiver as opposed to, coming off the line as a tight end. So I would have the Panthers taking Kyle Pitts because that offense, if Sam Darnold doesn't succeed in that offense, then we know the Jets aren't as bad as people say they are, but I just don't see it. I don't see it possible to fail in that offense with CMC, DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, and then add Kyle Pitts to the mix. Sheesh. Number 9, with the earlier trade of the Broncos moving up to 4, we've got the Falcons at 9. And this one's going to surprise some people, but I've got the Falcons going Jalen Phillips, who's edge out of Miami. He's undisputed, in my opinion, edge number 1 in this draft. The only red flag about him is he has technically retired once while he was from football while he was still in college, and then he came out and kept playing. So that's the knock on him, is that they don't know if, how is he going to want to play football for the next 10, 15 years if he's healthy, or is he going to play for a couple years and decide, I don't want to do this. But if he doesn't, he's undisputed the best. He is the best edge rusher in this entire draft. And I really just don't think that's up for debate. If you just watch his film, you can see this man has such an amazing first step that he can get to quarterbacks. He's somebody I could easily see getting a 15-sack season in his first 3 years in the league. And then number 10, I've got the Cowboys going Patrick Surtain. It's going to happen. I do think there's a very small outside chance they take J.C. Horn over Patrick Surtain because of scheme fit, because Horn is a more physical corner than Surtain, and that's kind of what you want. Dallas likes in their cornerbacks. But the reason I think they go Surtain over a scheme fit in J.C. Horn is because they got Trayvon Diggs, who was, that was Surtain's teammate last year. So why
Right.
not reunite them as the 1 and 2 corners on the team and get that chemistry going in the secondary? And then, like you said, they need to address defense in this entire draft. There is not a single offensive position outside of tight end, and if they want to go Pat Freiermuth in the 3rd round, go for it. But they need to go straight defense because, like, this defense was, like I said, generationally bad. One of the worst defenses in NFL history. And yeah, those are my 6 through 10s.
That's facts.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
All right. I like
heard
that.
Patrick. Yeah, I heard Patrick and Diggs. I heard reports that they team up. They could be the best cover 3 corners in the league. That's what I was hearing.
I mean, they would definitely both. I mean, they could play pretty good. I think they would. They wouldn't be bad by any means, but I don't think Trayvon Diggs is all that great. I mean, he was getting torched all that season. He's a rookie, so give him time before he really can make that statement. But I don't think Trayvon Diggs is really gonna. He's gonna be on the Cowboys, and once his contract expires, he's gonna sign with another team because they're not gonna want to bring him back. That's my opinion on Trayvon Diggs.
Okay.
All right. I like that. I like that. All right. That's going to wrap it up for this episode, you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Austin, for being with us once
No
again.
problem.
Might have to bring you back one more
NFL
time for the
expert.
next one.
Can't
Yes,
wait
sir.
for this draft,
NFL
man.
expert. Let us know, guys. Let us know what you guys think about our top 10. We're going to bring some more mock drafts. Either we might go 11 to 15 or 11 to 20. Hey, we might speed up this process. But, hey, until then, it's your boys, Juice and Lou, and we out of here. Peace.
Yo, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, turn post notifications on so you know when we post next. All right, peace.